I'm Raymond Douglas, and welcome to my man cave. Well, rather tool shed, or my special place of reflection. The Inside Out Perspective takes a look at life's challenges and its effects and asks one simple question: what race are you running? Welcome to another episode of the Inside Out Perspective, and another rainy day in the southern tip of Africa. But those are the seasons we're going through. I was planning to move along and have a look at some of the rich teachings of the New Testament, more specifically the armor of God, because there's such valuable insight in that, especially when we go into the Greek words. But a good friend of mine, Mike Hall, and a big shout out to you, Mike, just left me a very interesting message of encouragement, and I just wanted to relay that message to you, because when we truly operate as Christians in the unity of the Spirit, it doesn't matter where we are in the world, there is unity and strength in numbers. And in our bad times and our good times, we can find this. And a good proverb is Proverbs 18:21, which tells us that the power of our word brings life and death. And we need to understand this in offering whatever in words of encouragement or how we speak to people, because it needs to be edifying. And Mike's message comes from Paul's teachings on prophecy, and not prophecy in terms of predicting the future, but in prophecy of encouragement. And it comes from 1 Corinthians 14, if you read the first 5 or 10 verses of that chapter. And he talks specifically there of the spirit of prophecy, in that it's encouraging to us. And Mike gave me a very interesting parable, and the parable goes with regard to planting a seed in dirty soil and watering it. And what comes out? What comes out is a green plant. And that's amazing, because from the dirt comes out something green. And as that plant develops, it grows into a tree and it produces a fruit. Let's assume that it's an orange. So here we get an orange fruit from a green plant out of dirty soil. And that is the plan of encouragement Mike was telling me, that we must stay firm within the Spirit and in the unity of God when we are planning and developing things like this channel of mine. And it's in that plan, in that building skill, that we need to rest in God. We need to climb into His hand and just understand that He has got us. Just like He grows the plant, takes it from a dirty soil into a wonderful fruit. Not only have a look at the richness of that, because when you eat an orange, it sure don't taste like the ground. And that is the fantastic part of that little parable of Mark's, and that word of encouragement. And his word of encouragement was, despite the bad comments and the lack of response or whatever's going to come my way, I need to understand that we are working together in the Spirit for the kingdom of God. And that's the wonderful richness of this. And in the richness of this teaching of Paul's, if we read a little bit further in that chapter, Paul starts talking about there's a number of different languages. And that we may not grasp the meaning, but we need to have the understanding. And we only get that understanding by operating in the unity of Christ's Spirit. And that's the fantastic part of it. And a good example of this was when I was doing the Kairos prison ministry a number of years ago. One of my colleagues wanted to bring in a new member to their church, or a visiting member to their church from America, into this program. Now, this program is a 4-week program. There's a lot of training which goes behind it. And something just said to me, yes. And when I met this guy, oh man, there was no extra training he needed. And why? Because he operated in the richness of Jesus' Spirit in unity. He understood the program, he understood the gospel, and it just worked, and worked extremely well. And that is the message. While we're building, while we're growing, we may not know where it's going to go to. And it doesn't matter how rocky the road is. It's just so rich to know that we've been carried by God and we work in His plan for His good. So thanks, Mark, for that wonderful insight and in words of encouragement. And I want to pass it out to you out there. And I'll leave you with a good old question. What race are you running?